Greetings, people of the interwebs. Jake here. So it's been, I think, 3 months since I last uploaded anything here on the channel. It's been a hot minute, and a lot of that is, I think I've mentioned this before in a video at some point, maybe in an update video. But anyways, so one of the main reasons why I've been pretty dormant here on the channel is because I've been busy writing a book, which has been a very interesting experience so far. And so I guess a little bit of background information. So basically, for several years I've actually had, or been compiling a lot of history, lore, background information, and stuff like that on a fantasy world that I've been building, and had an idea for this world at least probably since I was about like 13 maybe, so well over a decade. Didn't actually start writing anything until I was maybe 16 or 17, I want to say. First story I tried to write was a complete failure. I didn't like where it was going, and it was also just very kind of cookie cutter generic fantasy, so I kind of scrapped that. And also at the time I didn't really have the world established. I kind of just started writing, and so I kind of would get to certain points and I was just like, I don't really know where to go with this, because I don't know, I myself don't know the country, the races and the people and all that stuff. So then after some time went by, and no progress was being made, I finally decided that, okay, if I'm going to try to write anything, I need to first build the world. And so, periodically, off and on, mostly off, I would kind of just type up a Google document and just start kind of, again, building the world. Start with like some of the countries, kingdoms, people of importance, and I've even got like some of the religions of the different races and people established. So anywho, after several years of compiling information, again, on and off, I've been a bit more consistent in the last couple of years, and like I've even sketched out some maps and color-coded them, so that way, mostly just to help me kind of visualize the world and the geographic locations of everything. So, with all that being said, back in June, so about 3 months ago, I finally was like, alright, well, so this is actually probably the story that I'm working on now. It's probably actually, I think, the third attempt at writing a story in this world, maybe even the fourth. But anyways, this is the third or fourth attempt, but this is the only time that I've actually managed to get far enough along. I'd say right now I'm about halfway done with the rough draft of the book, and so this is the first time that I've made this amount of progress and not absolutely hated what I wrote and scrapped it entirely, or kind of just shelved it. I actually tried to write something last year, and I didn't really get all that far. I kind of liked the characters that I'd created, and I liked the idea of the story, but I'll not get too far into that. But yeah, so basically, that's on the shelf for right now. I might get back to it at some point, but this is the story that I'm working on now. Is again, so far, the one that I've made the most progress with, and I'm at least content with. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that I still need to add, but once I finish the first draft, which I've given myself the deadline to finish it by the end of the year, and then I'll probably send it off to a few friends and stuff like that to have it looked at, have it revised, suggestions on like editing and all that jazz. So basically, hopefully by sometime next year, so long as everything goes well with the whole editing and revision process, and I don't just completely hate the end result of the book that I'm working on and scrap it, as I oftentimes tend to do, then I'm hoping that by sometime next year, I don't really have a good idea of when, I'm probably going to publish this somewhere online as like an ebook, And so basically, what I think I'm going to start doing here on the channel is, now that I'm, again, making pretty good progress with the book that I'm working on, I even have Reverend Spaceman, a member of the Hasty Pale Productions team and friend to the channel. He's basically working on some basic concept art for me for some of the characters, the 4 main characters in the book that I'm working on, 2 of which are actually already done. The other 2 hopefully will be actually done within the next few days, at least at the time of this recording. And so I might actually do a follow-up video once the concept art is finished for all 4 characters, just to kind of give a brief introduction, a little information about the characters, and a little tease about the story that I'm working on. But also one thing that I'm thinking about doing here on the channel is, now that I'm kind of transitioning, like that's kind of my main focus right now, is, you know, rather than, you know, I used to do a lot of movie reviews on here, and I'd still like to do the occasional podcast. You know, whenever a conversation piece pops up and I've got a guest lined up, then I'll still do, you know, podcasts on here. But for right now, since writing has kind of been my main focus, I think I'm going to transition the channel into kind of, I'll probably do videos kind of about the lore of the world that I've built. So I'll probably start off with, again, once I get the concept art, I'll you know, put the art in a video about the characters, and again, like a little bit of background information about the characters, the story that I'm working on. And then from there, I'll probably just do like little lore videos on, you know, say like the elves, the different kinds of elves, their homeland, or, you know, a video on like the dwarves, their homeland, their religion, all that stuff, and just kind of like build up from there. So that way, one, not only do I have all this typed up in a Google document, but I also have this as like an audio file. Not only saved to my laptop, but I'll also have it on YouTube, so that way I can always use that as a reference, so I don't always have to scroll through like 90 pages of, you know, of lore and history and background information that I currently have. I can just go to a video, listen to however many minutes I need to, and bam, there we go. So, yeah, mostly just wanted to inform I imagine the few of you who are still keeping up with the channel after, again, of kind of this very infrequent uploading periods. But again, hopefully now that I have an idea of like content to put on the channel, that I think will also just kind of go with what I'm currently focused on. So if anybody's interested in that, please stay tuned to the channel to get more information on the story that I'm currently working on, and just kind of information on the overall world that I've been building. And yeah, so that's probably what I'm going to start using the channel for the most part, is just kind of helping me with just building my world and all that stuff. And again, hopefully, if all things go well with the book and all that stuff, there'll be more. I'll probably you know, announce some other things later on down the road. But yeah, so this is kind of a teaser video and update video on, again, why I've been kind of absent, and you know, a tease of things to come. Again, as long as all things go well, fingers crossed, because again, I do have a tendency to just kind of get to a certain point with a lot of stuff that I do creatively, and then I'm just kind of like, bleh, and lose interest, or, you know, I don't like the direction that's heading into, and just kind of give up. So, yeah, fingers crossed. But I'm feeling pretty good about this so far. So yeah, I'll try to get this video uploaded within the next few days. Again, at the time of this recording, which is currently October 16th, 2019. So hopefully by Saturday, the 19th, this will be up. And then, you know, periodically I'll have little update videos and go from there. So, thanks everybody for the few of you who have stuck around, and the ones who are listening to this here video. And yeah, if you have any other questions or comments, concerns, or whatever it is people do on the YouTubes nowadays, leave comments and stuff. So yeah, till next time everybody, cheers.